everybody. Here's Chris, the Hillbilly Recycler, and guess what? This is just an update on the, or what I'm doing on the Subaru 22B. Most of it I filmed off because it's exactly the same what I'm doing on the Sport Quattro and the A2 Quattro for actually fitting the fenders. I'm building the same lips, or what you would call the same mounting tabs. Exact same thing, using the same style of metal, using quarters and stuff like this, but I'm going to show you what problems I'm running into on the 22B. The 22B is actually, for some reason it seems a little bit worse. What we got here is the rear quarter, and where the edge is for right here. This is pretty much right on the money, and I'm following that. Now, I want to keep this metal, so I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to weld the tabs in. The problem that we're running into, if you want to take a look right here, here is the fender well. It goes all the way back, and this is the rear bumper. This is the rear bumper right here. What I'm going to have to do is cut this straight through, because this is pretty much right here. So instead of having a curve outward, it's going to be straight and flat all the way, like a tub. Like, you always see like the old gassers or any like old Camaros or whatever. They're all tubbed, for drag racing. This is almost exactly the same thing. It's going to be straight, flat, tubbed. Now, take a look at this. This is the rocker panel. What it is that I think I'm going to have to cut right here. I've already cut the inside of the rocker panel even to make it fit this much. But if you take a look, what I did was I extended this out because this was all rotted. So they cut this already. So I cut that. I just threw this in here. And what I'm going to do is take a pen and start cutting like a 1/2 inch right down here to suck this rocker panel all the way in. The main thing is getting this edge of the rocker panel next to that, and so the door, even though it's rusty right here, will end up pretty much on this line. So it should make it look somewhat presentable. Right now, this thing is all out, and it just looks like a clown car. It's not that good. I've already fitted this. This thing wasn't even remotely close. I just scribed this. Let me just get this down here. I just scribed this to allow me to start fitting the front rocker. And this is the gap you're seeing. I'm probably have this fender come out to like right here and run them all the way in, so I can suck this rocker all the way to the body, not to the body line, but pretty much to the sill line. It won't look, because this reminds me too much of an old, the old DP 935s. It's just a big flare, flares and chairs. That's what they was. Let's go over to here. This is what I'm working with. Previous owner cut, you can see the rust, cut all of this out. And if you take a look over here, cut all of this. I'm going to take this out, because it's just useless anyway. And I have to cut from here down. I didn't want to use this. I wanted to use metal, but it wasn't there. So I have to weld it in anyway. What I will probably do is tack something onto here and loop it over and weld it to that point. But and you actually weld it in pieces like this. But I'm going to take a panel saw and run this all the way through here and run it up through there so I can suck this panel all the way in. Let me go show you what I also have in the front, the major problems I'm running with right there too on trying to fit these. Now here on the front door, as you can see, it's a little, it was already all rusty. What I ground away is just what I put in for tabs to mount the fender, and I just screwed it right there and screwed it right there. What I'm running into is I'm lining up everything as best I can. This was all damaged. If you take a look here, see this the previous owner cut all of this out, and that's his tacks that he put in here. What he was trying to do, I don't really know, but I gotta fix it. This he never actually tacked in. He tacked in down here. So I got to pull this out to match this. This whole quarter has to come back in. I'll show you why over here. This is actually about quarter of an inch, 4 millimeters or whatever, too far past. This thing has to go backwards. It's going to go back this way. This will overlap that, and I got to recut everything down there. Then this will be out here, just like the other one I showed you, which I'm going to have to slice. As you can see, I screwed it to this bottom just to give it a reference of what I'm doing. So I got to take that screw out, slide everything forward, and I'll start trimming all that stuff. This way, this will be all the way back to the pretty much this level right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but to that level, and then I can tub out this area. It's a lot of work, but you know, you might as well, let's just get going and doing it. Start being lazy, you know. So let me grab a pen and we'll start working on it. As you can see, I want to slide it forward to bring this forward. Now this is elongated. I can move this forward, bring it into line where this is, take the panel saw, and in the from the trunk this way, that's when I'm going to cut it. But I got to first move it this way, and I have to do the rest of the holes down there so I can move everything forward. Let's move this forward. I'll bring it to here, then I'll start trimming it up. I have to unloosen it. I have to take this screw off anyway, down at the bottom. Bring it forward, and hopefully we can get this thing really sucked in tight. Socket for the tail lamp. This is just a little bit up, but where this comes out should be right here. And now this thing, the previous owner used tape to seal up because he cut down here too. So this is all going to be pretty close right here anyway when I use the panel saw, especially down through here. We lift up right here. We have the quarters brought forward. Use the existing, or use the slots that we put in. Almost all the way forward. Gonna have to trim the rocker. I wanna trim this first to suck this into the body. This right here is where I showed you before, where they didn't tack in, so it's kind of concave. With this, but if I can get this thing all in, all cut down, and pushed in as hard as I can, then hopefully we'll have less trimming to do on this rocker right there. I've already trimmed this one a couple times anyway to give it a flat appearance, but I got to keep going. It's just the way it is. Let me go do the other side now. We're at the point of fitting this corner better. I actually elongated the hole up here, but the main thing what we're trying to do, you see this ridge right here? It coincides with the door. I need this ridge to mate up with this as exact as I could possibly make it, because this would make or break it, and it has to be straight all the way down. The fender, you know, which was a bolt-on item, I just bolted it up. Matches the door. This matches the door. This line right here on the door is on. This line is equal. These are equal, and these are equal. Now I have to, right here, I have to cut out a little bit more of this to start bringing the rocker in. I have it screwed in, but I'll show you how I'm going to scribe this. Pretty much woodworking. This right here is just a metal scribe. Two points, and I got a pen. That's pretty much it. I want to start off, I kind of want to be taking like a centimeter or a half an inch or whatever you want to call it off. So if I do that and I scribe the full line, you put it at the edge. Scribe it a couple times. What I do, I mark where I want to cut it, and just follow the line. I'll use the air saw. I'll cut straight down, cut like this. The final fitting of this rocker to this corner is going to be with a file. We're gonna sand it to fit, or sandpaper, whatever I have. But it's probably going to be a file, and then file to fit to bring it in. You can't get that close when you use a handsaw. It's like anything. It's like any machines. You can file and make it fit. It's just taking off minute bits of material. So let me grab the air saw, and I'll just zip that out, and we'll see about pulling this thing in. Mark where the fender is. That's where it's going to start going into the body. You come out to where you scribed it. And just follow the line. There it is. Not that bad. If I put it up like this, okay, it now conforms very, very well to the fender. But I have a screw underneath here I have to take off. Cut some more of the bottom of the rocker to allow this to fold under and go towards the body. Right now it's kind of restricting it. I need to cut more off right there. I'll pull it more in and more in until I get the width of the rocker where underneath the door actually looks pretty nice. This is lined up. I got to trim up the top. Let's go do the backside. Now we have to start doing this. I have to cut this all out. I gave a rough cut of what it is. If you feel inside here, it's actually right around there. And what I want to do, I want to go into pretty much, just want to go right to there, come down here, run it all the way down here, because then I can follow this edge. Where this fender flare goes, there's an edge that turns around right here on the metal. So I want to do that. So let me grab the whiz wheel and I'll cut that. This is not taking off my mask. But this is how it's going to all turn into be. If you got this ridge line, it's got to go right here. Pretty much. That's what it's going to be. So when I build the flanges on the other side, this will actually conform to it. This thing can actually come out a little bit. And I got tons of Bondo here. But, oh yeah, and this was cut too. But I'll bring this all out, and it should fit this very flare line from here to there. Should work. As you can see, it's kind of fucked up right here. Oh well, I'm going to have to build it out of metal. It's also, this was actually sliced anyway, and I don't know if you can see it right here. That's Bondo. So, water has been hit. But I need to get this line moved down just a teeny bit. I got to along that hole, and then I'm going to press, or not, to really fit, grind fit these corners. So let me just step on that. Okay, GoPro ran out of juice yesterday. That's why we faded into here. Take a look. The quarter's on right here. It'll sit flush. The jury's still out whether or not it's worth all the work. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens. As you can see, it's the next day. I got a different hat on, but I put my coat back on because it's a nice day out, but it's freezing in here. And my coveys and all this other stuff. And what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to take a look and see how it's going to be working, and probably put the put the tabs on, the mounting tabs for doing the fenders. All I have to do is this one right here and that one over there. And I'll take a look. Let's take a look and show you what I did with the quarters. I mean the rocker panels, and show you how close I got it. And we probably just need a little bit more massage. So let's take a look down here. A little bit of a gap, but I'm going to use a file to take that out. I still got to cut this. The rocker panel I pushed up inside. Here, let me open up this door. Right there. I pushed it up as far as I could because remember that was all cut previous to my, it was all, you know, rotted and crusty and stuff like that. So I pushed this as far up. We still have to do a little bit of trimming on the inside. It's still hitting up here. It's hitting up inside there, so it's preventing it from going in to close up this gap right here. And a lot of the ridges that with the handsaw, a lot of the ridges with the handsaw, I have to file down because that thin blade, you're going along like this and it curves up, and it's the first time I use that, so okay, you know, I'll give it to inexperience, but I'll have to remember that for the next time. But let's close the door. See, closes right up. You know, got to fix all the rust. And we'll go down here. It's the same gap on the fender. If you take a look up inside here, this is the Cool Wheels fender. It's on the actual sill, or on the front leg right here, and it's underneath this molding. I pushed it in. It's still got a little bit of ways to go. It was hitting down here. This is definitely, I mean, the quality of these fenders, you can see there's tons of marks right here from where they patched the molds. If you take a look up inside here, right here is a mold patch. What they used is they had a broken part of a fender or something, and they put tape on it. So when they put the mold on there, they brought it out. And most of this stuff looks like it was put on with a brush anyway. Do I think the quality of the quality of the parts is okay? They're good for a rally car. I mean, you'll never, well, you'll get a show car out of it with 100 years of welding. I mean, of wet sanding. But other than that, you got to cut this out. And I'm going to try and bring this thing back to close up this gap, because these gaps are too different. But I'm going to probably have to cut inside the fender and lower it in order for me to actually make this all equal. I'm not really sure whether or not I want to mess with it that much. I could always just take a file down here and get the gap a little bit better, but I probably won't. And also putting them, you know, on the car, also exposed, you know, the line on the fender is really not that great. So we'll get into that when we fit the hood. Let me go over here. We're going to pull the rear quarters off, and I'm going to tack in some mounting tabs. Just a quick setup, and then we're going to get on to something else, but I haven't figured out what yet. Let's try this. And it doesn't really look that bad, because when you have it like this and it's all fit in, you know, run this line right here. This is where it goes. It's not looking that bad. This line, it's sort of right. We'll see what happens, you know, when I start blending these. This is the only thing of major concern, because it really flares out. It should be more in, because that's just a process of when they put the mold in. When they pull it out of the mold, it was probably still wet, you know, and it just pulled apart. I'll tack that in, and hopefully it'll actually, you know, I mean, I'm going to drill up, put a screw there, and maybe through that, when I pull it back off after a while, it'll actually conform to that and it won't stress it out. But I'll probably have to use like 3 or 4 pop rivets right here, along with a windshield weld, in order to get it right. We'll see. So let me pull this off, and I'll start welding the tabs. This is just going to be temporary, just to locate it. That's it, because this is all going to be cut off when I do the tubbing to match up the fenders. I just want to at least have it sitting there, just so it gives me a relative line of where everything is. I'm just going to put a tack in here, just to have it pretty much, you know, where it was originally put, so I can fit all the fenders. This, after it's fit, I'm going to put a bar or brace in here. I'm not sure where or how far I have to go out, because if I have to tub it, it might have to go all the way out to here. So if I build something in and have to tear it out, you know, it's like my old philosophy, it's not worth it. Just have to put one tack, hold it, then everything can be put in. So let's just do that. Same thing. Rusty, gloopy. Oh, that stuff came out easy. You have two assemblies here. One assembly is for the tail lamp and the other is the quarter. Seeing how this is spread apart enough, I think I am just going to take this undercoating or you know, whatever you call it, sealant or whatever it is. Take this off and I'm going to weld the flange right to this. It'll give me enough. I got to cut this off. I don't know why they put that there, but yeah, they just did. And I'll get this stuff all squared away. I'll have this, and I'm going to have the fiberglass down here, and when it's down here, then I'm going to make a ridge to go over it. I'm not going to do it right yet. I want to get the quarter in there first, but let me first, I'm going to probably put a couple holes here, and let me try and get rid of this stuff. Well, cardboard aided design from Guinness. Well, that's the opening that we got to fill. So what we got to do is we'll draw this out. We make sure that there's at least an inch up here and about I'd say a little, probably, another quarter inch on the inside, because that's basically how high it was. Let's transfer this to the metal. Okay, here's the template. All we got to do is draw it out. As you can see, this metal, this was the actual quarter from that side. Now, what we got to do is, seeing how it was all hacked up anyway in the back, I can't use a template in the back, plus it was rusty. See right here is, over here, see over here is all the rust. As long as we keep good metal, metal's metal. You know, if I use this original Subaru sheet metal, I use the original Subaru sheet metal. So what I'm going to do now is, this is the template. This is the opening, or going to be the opening of the hole that we have to fill with the fiberglass. Now, that's the hole right here. We have to come down on this ridge right here. We come down very little because you have to remember we're welding it right to the body section, and it's only about maybe a quarter inch, something like that. So we're going to do that. Oops, messed up over here. Bring it all the way down here. That's where the quarter inch is. But this stuff we're going to have to tack in. And so, seeing how we're going to have to tack in, I'm going to keep it at least an inch up, like that, and an inch up here. And I will actually, you know, I'll probably, you know, keep it like that. Then, what we have to do is we have an inch that has the fiberglass put on, or bolts the fiberglass. So, you come down here. You got, you know, roughly, here's your inch right there. So we'll keep the inch on the upper arc, and we'll cut more. You know, this is going to be fine right here. We'll cut this out, and what we'll do is we will put the this in place, and we'll just trim with the grinder where we want to trim, or how it's not going to, or how it's going to work. But we needed this quarter inch down for the lip. We needed this 1 inch for the fiberglass to attach to. We'll have holes or whatever, and we'll just do it that way. So let me get on with cutting this. Well, there's a rough section. Got to trim out this, but Yeah. Same color. Look at that. And I'll put spaces up inside here. But the next thing is we got to get the other one done. And we have to get, I'm not sure, see this down here is $1 million question, but we have to put both the fiberglass fender to it to see exactly what I'm going to do, because I still am kind of undecided what I'm doing down here. Let me go over and fix the other side. Basically, we've just got bits and pieces that we're putting in here from the leftovers from cutting the other side. What it is? Well, I want this thing to cover up this patch right here. Go up, there, there. It'll give me my rough cut, and then I'll kind of conform it to here and make everything put in there, or make everything made up. Then just build that one. It should be a lot easier than doing the other side. And as you can see, it's all clean metal. There's no rust on the metal. Let's fit it. Well, here are the parts from the quarter. The tabs, mounting tabs. This is pretty much how they're going to go. Build the spacers, tack them on, then weld them through the body so they set. And I'm going to weld all this stuff together so it's actually like a small endoskeleton. And the quarter can be affixed to it, be flush, and then I can start worrying about how to line everything up. I want to line up the bumpers. You know, like I said over there, yeah, whatever. Got to figure out how that's going to work. Got to figure out the fuel door. The next episode, because I'm going to end it here, nothing much, because you've already seen me weld up the little strips, put them on the Audi. Why go over it again? I figured out something that's going to be quite interesting for the internal structure of this car, to fix that rust that's on the underneath the support of the C-pillar. Got to cut that out. Got to weld something in. I kind of figured something out. It's going to be kind of interesting. But we're going to go over to the Audis, which those are going to be, let's just say, a departure from Audi culture. We're going to be using Ford ideas on it. For that, you got to stay tuned and check out that one. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching the video. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you can do this too, because as you can see, it's not that much money. Just recycle what you need to recycle, and that should save you a lot of money, and it'll give you a car that you like to drive. So thank you very much, and I'm just a hillbilly recycler. You can do it. I'm nothing special. Hey, see you next time.